and welcome to the AEW Dynamite review. We are the Dudley Boys of What Culture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett, Michael Sidgwick, here to review everything that happened on last night's episode of AEW Dynamite. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. We do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review AEW Dynamite, but also Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on Wrestle Culture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to review last night's AEW Dynamite, the first Dynamite of 2026.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe
Well, gone early again.
There's some really good stuff on here, and there's some stuff I thought was pretty woeful. Mostly good, I would say, if we're talking ratios. Put it this way. There was a segment on here. I've been campaigning for AEW to arouse my interest in upcoming matches. And there was just a proper funny segment that I thought was class. So that fulfilled the brief. Some good action. Some stuff that was like, how's this still happening 7 years in, guys? You know, the AEW experience.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. If, you know, along the way, we stumble on some things we might take the piss out of a little bit. That's
You gotta laugh.
You gotta laugh, grow up. But like, I thought it was a pretty good Dynamite. You've thrown me a little bit, Wilbourn, I gotta say, because what was this Dynamite? You said it was the first Dynamite of 2026.
Yes.
That's funny. I thought there was a show next Wednesday that would technically, let's not make this in terms of Dynamite, you know, the last Dynamite before a Dynamite.
Technically, this is also the go-home show ahead of, remember my mate Max? Max who? Maximum Carnage.
Thanks, yeah. I like my calendar. Kept up to date, that's all.
Yep, same.
Decent.
Yeah. Right, let's head to the Cox Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Or the Bonk Center, either or.
Yeah. Both work, both accurate.
We have Excalibur and Toni.
Sorry, stop everything. Bonk, you mentioned Bonk. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, completely unrelated. It was about Top of the Pops, but they were reading like newspapers of the time. So this was like 90s tabloid fodder, and it was the Blur and Oasis chart battle, and they'd found a couple where it was like, she's a massive Blur fan, he's a massive Oasis fan, and they can't get along this week because of the chart battle or whatever.
A massive Oasis.
You know what I meant.
I know who Oasis are.
And basically, it was very 90s tabloids. So it was sort of like, you know, he's been like left to sleep on the bloody sofa because he keeps playing his Oasis songs and she just wants to play Blur and all that. And she'd given him, or she'd put him on, right? Check this out. Nookie strike. No sex this week. You're on Nookie strike until this chart battle's over. I like it. Popped in my head. Yeah, they love that, don't they? Romps, bonks, Nookie.
Yeah, Nookie. Romps, bonks.
Well, the night we're on Nookie strike. Bloody chart battle. Sorry.
Do you reckon you could have written for a tabloid? See all of wordplay.
Yeah, well, it's almost like house style, isn't it, as well?
Remember when the Fed bonked WCW senseless in 1998?
I think I can get there.
Love rat Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, he ended up, of course, he bedded Liv Morgan.
He did bed. He did.
Rhea Ripley's back.
And what do boffins make of Cody Rhodes' current title run?
Yeah, Fed boffins think that, well, what we want to talk about is why Cody Rhodes, what can we say about how he left AEW? What's like a good departure one?
Oh.
You know, when players leave clubs and stuff on the back page of Tabloid Sport? Like, have we got one for that?
Oh, yeah.
They'll always say things like it'd just be sort of like mega money deal. When it's Cody took WWE's mega money deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go to the Cox Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because Jim Ross is back. Great to see him back. Great reaction.
Tulsa, Choklahoma. Yeah, it works.
But unfortunately, our preview was wrong yesterday. We ran through the card as Excalibur did, but Jet Speed have been taken out. There's the Demand and Don Callis feigning concern. Renee mentions that there was a bounty put on their heads. That must have been tasty. But Callis said...
You'd be the only one that'd eat it.
Yeah, delicious.
I know he sent you a picture over Christmas of the
celebration. He got us with that.
Celebrations tub.
I try to no-sell that. A bounty is a coconut-flavoured chocolate treat.
It's the last one in the celebrations
in
tub.
Britain.
Typically, unless you're in the Wilbourn household.
Yeah,
first one gone.
First gone.
Are you genuinely, would you pick a bounty over the Maltesers teaser?
No, probably not. No. But like
the mini
bounty
Snickers, the mini Mars.
Yeah, bounty over a mini Snickers. I don't know the exact running order, but like,
would it make the podium?
This is great content. This.
I think so. I think it makes the top 3. It certainly makes.
Save the for SmackDown, please.
Nah, ranking celebrations. Come on, you must know that when somebody offers you a full tub of celebrations.
Yeah, obviously I like the Maltesers.
This is what I mean. This is what people want to know.
No, what I'm saying, mate, is that I've got a favourite celebration.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think this is not exactly pertinent to All Elite Wrestling.
Let us know in the comments.
Anyway, Don Callis said someone or something.
I love that.
Just got very rich. In walks Mark Davis, who's got a great ass, and Jake Doyle, formerly Jake something. I haven't done the research into what he was previously known in TNA. Callis said they're going to kill people.
Yeah, so am I.
Jack Perry needs 2 new partners ahead of his match tonight.
Yeah, reasonable introduction to someone not expected yet to be some kind of like game-changing main event presence, you know.
Andy was very excited about this on the news.
Oh, he's definitely a very Andy Murray-coded brute brick house of a pro wrestler. He can do some good things. Really excited about that tag team. AEW has got this strange history with tag teams where they pair together 2 total blissful meatheads. And they go on these like short-lived runs, and I don't know if nowadays it's really difficult to book that kind of act over the long term, or whether Tony just loses interest. But we'll see with these. And good for Mark Davis as well. Must be pretty gutting for him.
Yeah.
To like not insult to injury. I don't think people like made Kyle Fletcher and elevated Kyle Fletcher just to spite him.
Yeah.
But not only do you come down with an injury and a really serious one with like a really complex recovery, but the tag team partner just becomes this like main eventer in waiting. So I'm glad like he's got something substantial to do.
Don Callis's casual like murder thirst is such a great bit.
He's gleeful with it,
killing. He's not saying we're going to injure them. Yeah, go on, let's kill some people. That's Callis family business tonight. Is potentially killing someone. I love it.
And then we got into our first match tonight. It was Mox versus Shelton Benjamin. I was going to say a very emotional Shelton Benjamin. No. There was a buzz on X about this, where I think people got confused because there was water on Shelton Benjamin's face. So someone thought that he got emotional beforehand, and he put that to bed by saying, I poured water on my head before I walked out there.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a Continental title eliminator. With Renee Paquette banging on about Moxley's measuring stick before the match. I was like, calm down, love.
No, he is the measuring stick.
Oh, okay. I got confused. Obviously, Continental rules.
Calm down, love. That'd be in the tabloids.
No manager at ringside, but MVP was on commentary.
Gotta get my TV time.
He does like talking for 19 minutes. He does.
Anyway, Shelton wanted a handshake. Mox slapped that away, and Benjamin wasn't happy about that. He launched Mox across the ring with some Germans. Mox desperately tries to fight back, tries to get a bit of distance, but Benjamin's all over him. Another release German in there. Mox fights back, sending Shelton into the steps. They teased a count out, but Benjamin breaks the count. And there's a double clothesline to take us to a break. When we come back, Mox has been in control. But as he goes up top, Benjamin catches him up there, leaps up. It's an avalanche superplex. Mox wanted a rear naked choke, but Benjamin spins out of that. Misses a rewind kick, but hits pay dirt. There's a big suplex again in there. Mox kicks out, and Mox catches Benjamin with a leaping cutter for a 2 count and 15-minute mark. They went right to the wire here. In the closing section, we had a pump knee in the corner from Benjamin. He wants a thrust kick. Got caught, was hit with a paradigm shift, but kicked out. Mox gets a choke. There's the 60-second call as Benjamin grabs the ropes. Mox drops to a knee. Jeez. It's a flying knee from Shelton Benjamin in there for a good near fall as well. Benjamin wants a triangle. But as Mox is fading, he stacks Benjamin up. And at was it 1955, I think they said. Mox gets the flash pin, 1, 2, 3. And there's a nice handshake post-match between the two men.
I was pretty bored and let down by this. Is let down the right phrase when I had minimal expectations ahead of it? They had the crowd, which looked, by the way, less bleak than the WrestleTix ticket map suggested. So that's good. I didn't really expect much out of this. Thought it dragged. I also thought that there were two moments where Mox, and this was purely to facilitate Benjamin doing some of his stuff, like the run up the ropes to do the overhead suplex, and there was another thing that he did that he could only do if Mox was to jump off the top rope to enable Benjamin to do it. And I'm thinking, watching this, how often does Moxley really go to the top rope, much less twice in the same match? So I thought that was a bit contrived. Felt like a bit of a political consideration rather than something that really got me into the story. Like, just out of character moments, which I didn't really enjoy very much. Thought it kind of dragged. I didn't think it was such a spirited competitive. The whole point of doing a draw, at least I think, is this is an incredibly competitive match, way more competitive than anybody thought. My God, it's going to the wire. My God, the heat is great. I suppose you could say this is this of any match, but like you really want your draw to be really good, to feel competitive, to feel like, God, no one can call it, for it to be really dramatic, and it felt like an elongated Gentleman's 3. Almost, I would say, if that. There were certain like missed spots. Nothing truly embarrassing or like headline worthy, but just the odd knee just went nowhere near. The odd strike just didn't really connect. And I'll also say that when Mox hit Benjamin really late into the match with the paradigm shift, it just felt like out of nowhere. And because it was so out of nowhere, it had no near fall drama, because I'm thinking that can't be the finish. That's come out of nowhere, that. I will say, it probably isn't quite as bad as I'm making out, but I didn't really think much of it at all. The last minute I was on the hook purely because I genuinely thought this is going to a draw. In the back of your head, you know, if you read too much about the stuff online, then you feel like you know what certain wrestlers are like backstage. In the back of my head, I'm thinking the Hurt Syndicate have reputations as politicians. They do, failure or otherwise. Have they sort of engineered a situation where they can draw an eliminator to get into the match? And I'm thinking 19 minutes, go on Moxley, please, 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 purely because I do not need to see this again.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more rewarding when you think it's going to a draw to get a late winner of a...
It's really, really good. It's like, oh God, it's the best. So thank you, John Moxley, for that.
And Harvey Barnes.
Yeah. I know what you were saying.
Yeah. Just in case he's watching.
Yeah, he's not watching. A lot of footballers do love the wrestling, but I'm thinking they're all WWE.
Good point.
I'm the total opposite of Sidge on this. Like, what was that phrase that I used that you despised, that you'll remember more than me, about Roxanne Perez? That Roxanne Perez one that time.
Oh my fucking God. It's when Roxanne Perez had an absolute Turkerino with, was it Kairi Sane?
It might have been, yeah.
And it just went badly wrong. There were three, like, completely different wavelengths they were on.
I knew you'd remember it more than me.
And you described what was a pretty embarrassing WWE TV match that I would describe as just about got back on track by the finish. The last third was a typical WWE match where the signatures come out, the fans start to make a bit of noise, and then it's finished. You described it, Michael, as a comeback for the ages. A salvage job for the ages.
Thank you, Nicholas. And
Thank
Sidgwick.
you.
This was that on my expectations. Like, I couldn't think of anything worse on paper than John Moxley versus Shelton Benjamin. I'll be honest. Like, nightmare fuel for me. And the things I like, or the era we're in, or whatever. And I could scarcely believe where the time went in this.
You're mental, though. The amount of better matches that have been on Dynamite where even I couldn't care less about this.
Well, then let's dig into this. is it just it's not an investment in the Hurt Syndicate, let me tell you that. But is it an investment in Jon Moxley then? Is it this spell that he has cast in this last couple of months? Because there was a situation that occurred, was it instantly after this, where I was reminded, right, tie this up, tie the loose ends up, get across this. And it was Darby Allin's Fury with Pac that had to be isolated to Pac, because in the meantime, friggin' like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Hulk Hogan, babyface Jon Moxley's out there in the ring, but he's also in the group that Darby Allin's still trawling the halls for, you know.
Darby has said that the only one of the Death Riders he's not pinned this year or since the Crusade started is Pac.
I get it, but he's still the leader of that group. You know, they're aligned in all but, like, Moxley and Pac are aligned in all but the fact that we're watching Moxley become this babyface hero.
He's done Moxley, though.
I just loved Jon Moxley in this so much. Shelton Benjamin, little blown spots notwithstanding, I thought had one of his better nights in a singles match than I can remember since, like, the debut weeks, where he was just enough of a monster that it was like, do we even need Bobby Lashley, actually? Even because you knew Bobby Lashley
Rhino.
Yeah. Like,
when he reverse Rhino that bitch.
He did reverse Rhino that bitch. You knew Bobby Lashley was coming, so that it was really good booking of Shelton to make him look just as much of a killer before Lashley arrived, so that he wouldn't then, oh yeah, well, there's a pin eater. Like, he became the pin eater in the end, but the idea was to kind of disguise that as long as possible. I thought Shelton had one of his better nights in singles action in AEW, because what he did for me was, like, provide the new test. Jon Moxley is a babyface, is a guy that you can believe is always working, not quite at 100%, because what he's doing is selling the rigours of the Continental Classic tournament. He's selling the rigours of an AEW, which in his own mind, he actually thinks he's fixed. I think it's quite nice character work. It's like Jon Moxley's in his mission accomplished era for the Death Riders. AEW to him, through that promo and through the Continental Classic, is better. So it stands to reason that these matches every week now should push him. He's not necessarily in the position where he's needing to tap out every week, but he should be getting pushed because, see, told you, I was right. Like, I Death Ridered this bitch, and the roster's good again, thanks to me, Jon Moxley. And here's proof, weekly. Josh Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, you guys think these wrestlers are boring as and 99% of the time you're right. But, like, with these matches, I'm going to work you into thinking otherwise. And I just love this.
It didn't work, mate.
Well, fair enough, you know, but I love this. I love this, this like bigger story that he continues to tell. Like, we've still never done the podcast, and I think he would be a really interesting candidate for the Genius podcast. Jon Moxley does things that I would classify as wrestling genius. He does think and has thought.
Some of his details are sublime.
Like, he thinks beyond just the singular week, the singular match, the whatever. He looks at the big picture, and he does, like, it's that why all the pieces matter. You know, he wants it to eventually make sense. And then also he's like a wrestling politician and sometimes just does stuff for old John Boy, and the two things collide, you know.
He is winning matches every week with a belt around his waist.
Yeah.
He is living his best Bob Holly life.
Yeah.
He does love that too much.
Yeah. But I want to give him credit here for the good side of that as well.
No, he's been great.
Yeah. So I think I'm
many more of these.
No, not too many more. Because it's just
these
like
wrestling matches. I mean, these 19-minuters there's no need.
It's a bit like original BCC. The feeling like when him and Brian first came together under William Regal. You know, you're roaring at the screen, weren't you? Like and then very quickly you see what this is. The reality manifest was like, what's next?
Yeah,
You've got to have another bit to this, you know, and they never really did. So you can't run this too long. It's the letting it play out of the Death Rider's turn as well.
Oh, definitely.
A lot is hinging on this.
Yes.
It doesn't look like he's going to be on maximum carnage as of right now. We see Darby Allin skating the halls, looking for Pac, as you mentioned. There's a nice nod to Hiroshi Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom, footage and all that. And then a video package showing the interactions between MJF and Kenny Omega. And it is confirmed that Omega will be back next week at Maximum Carnage. Excited?
Trepidatious.
Yeah, I thought, then we got the Jungle Jack Perry needed some mates because it was the demand. Ricochet, Toliana, and Bishop Quine.
So he needed some mates, which would imply that previously.
Well, yeah, he needed some mates, and clearly he could no longer rely on someone like Aussie Open because Mark Davis got a new tag team partner, Carl Fletcher, doing single stuff, so they would probably turn around to him and say, "You got no mates," but he did. The Young Bucks are back. With pyro and their entrance and stuff like that. It's
nice.
Tassels.
Yeah, it's nice.
That was nice, that. Really good match as well.
Yeah. I liked the bit early on where Perry put a cowboy hat on Ricochet, chopped him, and Ricochet tipped his cap before collapsing.
You see the Young Bucks and the Jack Perry doing the pose together at the bottom of the ramp and the fist bump. And like old head Jim Ross. Young Bucks looking in great condition. Got a nice tan. And the obvious thing was a dig at Jack Perry for not. That's just how his brain works, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're on TV, kid. Look ready for it.
I thought you were meant to be from California.
Snowing in that jungle?
Look like you're from Liechtenstein.
So,
Snowing in that jungle.
the Bucks take out.
Suntan lotion gone extinct with the dinosaur frame.
The Bucks take out Gates of Agony with dives. Perry
Didn't know it was Baltic Mora. Jesus Christ.
There's a moonsault from Perry onto the pile.
Thank you, sir.
Ricochet hits it in the ring. Double hip toss, triple drop kick.
Classic Ted Bailey.
At one point, Juan and Leona return for seconds before they get taken out and eat another double dive by the Bucks. Ricochet's worked over by Jack Perry, but he's tripped by Juan, allowing Ricochet to dump him outside. And then Perry gets sent into the ring and the barricade and gets launched over the timekeeper's area to be taken to commercial. When we come back, Nick Jackson gets the hot tag, cleans house, super kicks, arm drag on Ricochet. There's a float over in the corner. There's a PK from Nick and a somersault blockbuster by Matt Jackson on Toa Leona and a slingshot destroyer on Ricochet too. A moonsault by Perry onto the Gates of Agony. And the Bucks hit their double stomp powerbomb on Ricochet. But Toa Leona comes back in and there's a triple Samoan drop for the Bucks and Perry.
Oh my God.
I mean, ridiculous, that.
Yeah. A superplex headbutt combo from Gates of Agony. Ricochet flies in for the 450 splash. But Perry kicks out. Perry flips out of vertigo and lands on his feet. But he eats a corn brainbuster. The Bucks headbutted by Toa Leona, who just no-sells Perry strikes. There's a Cazadora cutter by the Gates of Agony. Ricochet hits vertigo, but the Bucks just get in there to break up the count. Ricochet wants the spirit gun, but Perry ducks, eats a pump knee. Ricochet wants the powerbomb DVD even, but Perry counters into a poison Rana. Super kick party by the Bucks, and Ricochet gets put on Matt's shoulders. Nick takes out the Gates of Agony with a big dive. Perry hits a Doomsday device, BTE trigger, and the sacrifice knee. He's launched by the Bucks into Ricochet to get the 1, 2, 3. Let's pause there before the post-match.
I would describe this as really, really, really enjoyable, more than like that Bucks peak whirlwind style. But there was loads of like really good stuff in here. The vibe was really nice. Jack Perry and Ricochet have got like really quite incredible chemistry brewing. I thought the spot was so maverick, Young Bucksian of, what about a 3-person Samoa drop? Because you've seen like Ryback, less famously than John Cena, do the double AA. This one goes up to 3. I don't know if it was in the wake of John Cena's retirement or like a little mischievous thing that the Young Bucks do, which they are known to do. But like there was 3 of them. Jesus! I was like, how many legs are on there? And I was like, when he was like doing, when they got the other one, they cheated a bit, but they worked it, and it is a work. The third one was like gently put on the top of the other 2. I just thought that was absolutely wonderfully done, really well conceived. I'm running out of words to describe one of the good Young Bucks duos matches as opposed to the excellent ones. But no, I had a good time with it. I had a really good time with it.
I think this was well booked ultimately as well, because if you're going to take jet speed out of a match at this point, you're potentially damaging it. People love jet speed. The jet speed have earned the reputation now of a reason to get hyped for a match. We were all yesterday sitting around booking Mike Bailey pinning Ricochet to set up a title match, for example.
I still think that's going to happen.
I think it will.
I think they've delayed it. Maybe that could be a title match at Revs.
But like as a vehicle to bring the Young Bucks in with Jack Perry to sort of re-establish that they're friends now, you sort of risk taking something away from people, because it was the element that certainly we were most excited about. But they knew what they had with the Young Bucks and Jack Perry here. This is a bit like that sort of, that bad thing Is it a good thing? Like the elite all hanging out and still being mates with each other. There was actually a little bit to do here. This gave me the opposite feeling to the Hangman Page Swerve stuff. It was like, oh, there was a missing piece, and it was for the Bucks and Jack Perry to show that they can actually bond a little bit together again. The little fist bump on the right, it like set the tone nicely. Like the match played out where the three of them, it wasn't just that the Young Bucks had volunteered to help and like, are they all right? It was like, no, they're all right.
Yeah.
They're solid. And it makes you feel good when baby faces come together properly like that. More so than I expected, because I don't have, all this affection. They're a fine group, but I don't have any like affection particularly for the elite in that same way. And I would welcome more of it. I don't know if it helped that the Young Bucks, this was the night that you saw the tassels and the colours and the entrance and the whole deal again. Maybe that was part of it as well. But this was like the vibe was nicely curated by this particular. I hope the Young Bucks stick at this now, and this is them kicking off their next chapter. Like with the post match, you sense that it will. Like we're just gonna get straight up, get the headbands on, get the work. Yeah. Like it's a nice transition for good out of the last chapter of the Young Bucks we had. This was a nice way to do it.
Never fall in love with a lone player. Never fall in love with an AEW hoss, because the annoying thing about AEW is that they are so great at sort of identifying what a big dude, like throwing people around or being a badass, is such like a cool thrill to watch in pro wrestling. It's something that just appeals to people primarily. It's what a lot of us grew up on. They've always been able to give a big bastard like a really cool moment that makes you fall in love with them. Like I've seen it variously with Brian Cage lifting Darby up the steps and stuff. Wardlow felt like the next big thing once upon a time. Big Bill, like Archer bursting the ceiling with that guy's dome. So I'm not saying buy stocks in Toa Leona, because I just never, that style's never really going to hit AEW's main event on pay-per-view. And as I said, like a lot of the big, I'm not saying it's all petite wrestling, because I'm not a moron or a loser, but I am saying there is a ceiling on the hoss types. So when they do something cool, don't get too excited. But between this match where the Young Bucks, I'm not saying the Young Bucks did it, but the Young Bucks are great at identifying this dude rules. We can do something with this person in this match. And Leona just looked like a total badass here. And remember that match he had with Lashley last year? That kicked ass. So I think he's one of the most improved periphery players in AEW right now is Toa Leona.
Just it made me think of it there. Say if one of these giants was actually going to get the run. That little thing, as you say, it's a wrestling problem, I think.
Brody King's closest.
Brody King got closest. Like it was that time when Braun Strowman almost got there and then didn't, And they redo the Lance Archer spot, but it's with like a fake sugar glass roof, and he says, "I'm breaking the glass ceiling."
Yeah,
but it's like with someone's head. I'm going to be the one.
I'll do that. I'll volunteer as tribute.
You mentioned the post match though. There's Mark Davis and Jake Doyle, formerly Jake.
This is very AEW. This
something.
It'll come to you. They hit the ring and attack.
Welcome
Perry.
to the next 2 years of your life.
Didn't even ask me about that ahead of time. It was just Rift City.
Callis is very happy about more people getting killed, as you mentioned.
What's bloody loads of them out there, aren't there?
Lance Archer and El Clon there ringside. Jet Speed, heavily taped up, come down with hockey sticks. But the lights go out. Not for the last time on this show. And when they come back on, there's a masked man in a suit taking out Jet Speed. Bailey gets hit with a spinning DDT. And before he takes his mask off, Excalibur went, "Oh, it's Andrade." And it was. It's a shame, it'd be nice if we got him into better shape for his return, but, can't have everything. Jesus Christ. Demand are very happy. Don Callis family stand tall. FTR wheel out Stokely on the ramp. There's all stuff going on there. But Andrade's back.
I would describe this as very busy.
Yes, I thought
so.
That.
Very, it's just Tony Khan and how his brain works and ain't ever going to change. Like,
gorilla position looking like a Royal Rumble because they're all waiting to get out there.
I might rescind my previous words on Jake Doyle.
Yes.
Because, this is less than emphatic. He was not given week one of like, oh Christ, a big deal has arrived because he has been scooped by Andrade.
Yeah.
Whose big return Why did FTR have to be there for this?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Confused. I thought I'd missed something over like the Christmas break. I was like, what's going on? I know about what's Stokely's what's his like charity campaign for himself, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That bump was majestic.
Yeah, couldn't it?
Absolutely incredible. Did you see? You're off Twitter,
Uh-huh.
and I know you don't like this guy generally as a wrestler. You don't know him personally, but Chuck Taylor tweeted, "I've spent 20 years doing comedy wrestling, and I've never done anything as funny as that." It was mint.
Stokely and FTR. I'm so happy we got there.
Oh yeah,
You know, like the Stokely Hathaway problem. I was just thinking this is never, his Twitter is never going to materialise on telly, is it ever? And with FTR of all acts, it's happened. I love it. I love that it's happened. Right.
But yeah, Andrade's back, which is nice. I'm glad that's whatever it was, it's sorted.
I don't care about Andrade.
No.
But I also don't care about Jake.
Jake Doyle, formerly Jake something.
It'll come to you. But I love adding numbers to the Don Callis family. It makes me laugh all the time.
Yes.
I want the next 3 guys I don't care about to join the Don Callis family. It's the perfect destination for them. If they want to sign Tommaso Ciampa, you Don Callis family, that bitch. It's so funny to me that there are in any given, because what happens is there's only ever maybe 6 or 7 at a time. That's a funny sentence. There's only ever 6 or 7 at a time. But just once in a blue moon when they're all together, that's brilliant. Like a Don Callis family meeting where Okada turns up and Takeshi's there and Fletcher's there, and then it's like, oh yeah, they're actually in the same group as all the big guys.
It'll have to be like those, remember that performance center locker situation? Yeah. When they were warehousing all the talent and they didn't have locker spots. Probably tells you that there's too many guys.
There's 15 right now, according to Wikipedia.
They have to have like a team night out in one of them beer houses because it's the only place with long enough tables.
Yeah.
I love the idea of this is the one time where you can't keep adding enough members. Like the NWO recruitment drive. What the frig's IRS doing in it? You're killing it. This is the other version. Yeah. I love this bit. I really like this bit. It's not a great sign, I don't think, for Andrade, to be honest. I think this middles him. But I don't care.
He's
I think
kind of a middle wrestler.
He totally is. But I think and he looks amazing. But if anybody's thinking this is the time world title push, come on. It's 2026.
Grow up.
It's freeing. You said something the other day and it really unlocked something. It's like time to just say, as critics, what you think about wrestlers' work.
Yeah.
None of this has ever been a personal attack.
Be a little bit too real.
None of it has ever been a personal attack on people's personalities. Maybe they're dead, man. But you can punch up. I'm not attacking Andrade as a human being. I'm saying I think some of his work's boring or dated or tired. And I think that should be all right. If it stops being boring or dated or tired and he has this kick-ass match, we're going to sit here and say the match kicked ass. I think that stuff's gone away and I think it's okay to say it.
Oh, we'll just be the real podcast.
Now it's time for Willow Nightingale's TBS title celebration.
Oh, boy.
Turn his lights down a bit. Bright. Oh, God.
Renee brings her out.
I can still see clearly. Yeah.
With Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander, and then the lights go down. You think, "Ooh, what's happening?" And then they just don't come back up for a bit.
I felt so sorry for whoever was getting bollocked into get a spotlight on,
yeah.
And having to follow the single incident around at a time. Yeah. Poor Willow as well. She was thrown by this, I think.
Yeah. As you would be.
Yeah.
But anyway, she says this is the Willow 2 Belts tour first stop. The hard work really begins. She says, yes, you need to be ready for the next challenges, but smell the roses, absolutely. She's here with her busty, badass babe, Harley Cameron. And there's a reunion as well, not just with her TBS championship, but with Statlander as well. They're going to have a good time. Willow insists, though, she's not got any trouble being a tag and singles champion, fighting twice in one night and defending both titles. Look, it's inevitable. Someone's going to rain on my parade. Come on down, Mercedes.
Money.
Mercedes does come down in a mourning veil, basically. Willow, it's quite funny. It's like, what a year you had. You look incredible. You always look amazing. But I beat you. You're spiraling, basically. And yes, Monet takes off. But she wants to be there to celebrate with her. Monet's having none of it. She takes the hat off. She screams. She trashes the place, ruins the celebration, shoves Cameron, who pushes Mercedes back, and she stumbles face first into a cake held by Chris Statlander. Monet sells this, screams, and it tries to jump Willow, but gets hit with a doctor bomb onto the cake as everyone does a conga line around Mercedes Moné. And now I throw to Michael Sidgwick after reading that sentence.
Doesn't it make you feel warm inside? Yeah.
Parties and cakes, don't you, Mercedes?
Is that you?
Not from me. I will say, like, God damn it. 7 years in, so often, whether it's like props or just errors or what, like AEW just can look rinky dink, like a little rinky dink.
Why do they throw parties when they can't throw them?
Operation.
It's always like 3 balloons and a one. Like Mercedes loves these segments, so they never look good in the ring, do they?
No.
The parties. They never put money into it.
No, I've had this complaint for a long time. It's all right if Willow doesn't have no expense spared. Like, remember when Mercedes had that pathetic little backstage WWE pill? Oh, God. This is not my kind of thing. I do think, or I'd like to think rather, that I can concede when something isn't my thing, but that thing was done well. This was not done well. This was a production nightmare at various points. It's just as well at Willow Nightingale. It's almost better for her that she doesn't have the most composure out there. She had a particularly hilarious Wilbournian slip of the tongue. She called it canumpany. Yeah, that was good. That was funny. Like, it's almost good.
She picked up on it herself, didn't she, as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like that, in that way that I think Bret Hart's always used as the example of, if you're not going to be a composed, great verbal performer, just be yourself. And people will just love you regardless. And Willow, very different promo to Bret Hart, obviously, but same but different, you know? Same but different. That's the nicest thing I can say is that I like Willow Nightingale. My God, like, people are out for Peppermint's ass on for what I saw on X, because this was like, do we need cakes? Do we need this? I will say, because like this follows, have we already done a f***ing cake thing actually with the puppet? 2 months ago.
Yeah. It's Mercedes. There's a lot of parties. Like, she'll win a pay-per-view match, celebration party. It's like the sort of default week one, I think, for Mercedes, and if it is Jen Petman, like, right, whatever. There's just this like, well, we have to do that. We can't get to the feud before we've done the party. You know, it's like, you're done. But it's not just them, actually. We've talked about the Britt Baker and the Burger Party that time.
Oh, that was the infamous
one,
wasn't it?
Like, there's been a bit of women's division. Well, we've got to have the party. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, can't have a feud. Need to put 3 balloons in a ring.
I mean,
you don't have to. It's a bit of a welcome to Monday Night Raw of the AEW women's division. That there's the party thing is this. It's become this installed.
You're a fan of cakes in AEW's women's division, Wilbourn?
You know what, I am. I mean, despite what those good points that you made, I've got to say, you know, let's not, you know, completely bury all this.
I will say, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Why are you doing that with your lips?
What did he just do? These lips?
I was just moisturising them.
Okay.
At least she ate the cake twice.
Mm.
Yeah.
There have been AEW cake segments where they failed to land in the cake.
Yes, that's a good point.
True.
So at least, you know, this worked. It just worked. This is not what was in the brochure.
Is this Mercedes' farewell to the
Dub?
No.
To the heel
TBS
role.
title? Maybe the hero as well. Yeah, like this is a failing upwards moment where like this is a like visual rock bottom, and she's not going to have any kind of follow through with. They didn't leave any heat with this or anything. There's no follow through with Willow Nightingale, or shouldn't be. It's a proper dark night of the soul of her. She's got to go back and, you know.
What was the Devil's Advocate corner
gimmick? Devil's Advocate corner.
Do you two? I'm just asking questions here. Do you two have any issue in the timing of the TBS title loss, or is it, well, they switched the US title on SmackDown, so what's the difference here?
I thought it made the match better that it happened when it did. I thought it was brilliant. I said this on a podcast we did the other day. The problem sometimes with long title reigns is you have pay-per-view matches where it's very clear if they're winning or losing. The wrestling tries to sell you on something, and all you do is think about Oh, yeah, this is one of the ones that Gunther just runs through. This is the one that Mercedes just runs through. You don't embrace the fiction of it at all. And it becomes, you got to do it to establish the title reign. It's a casualty of that ultimately. And then hopefully the matches are so good that when you reflect on it, you're like, what a great title reign. There was this. But you kind of forget to care about the fiction of it sometimes. So I love a title change like this one, where she's always under threat and there's always wrestlers that could be coming for her. And she's probably shown a bit of wear and tear from having it that long or getting complacent or whatever. We can fix those things on ourselves without the wrestlers needing to tell you it. And I quite like that. I think it's less patronizing than the, here we go, it's the big match. Oh, she's won again. See you next month for the big match.
Yeah,
I love it when you get a title reign ending like this. Yeah. I know that it's sunk in the ratings or whatever, but who cares about that as well? On any given week, something could you could build something up and it could disappoint.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm out the Twitter loop a little bit, but I watched that and was really excited. And I messaged you. Anecdotal as it gets that, how often do I message you about an AEW match really? One, because I think you'll have already seen it, but it was a Christmas holiday thing where Sidge might be just taking a break or not. Get on that as quick as you can. There's that, it made me feel buzz and I wanted to share that buzz somewhere. That's one example, but when there's nothing happening in the wrestling time of year and you generate a bit of that, I think that's impressive.
Let's pop over to Mark Briscoe's house.
This was a really good promo, this.
Yeah, he puts over Willow's win. Says, look, he's had one title defense. He's spending a lot of time just, understandably taking in the C2. But now, relaxing time's over. He's feeling good. He's feeling dangerous. But mentally, though, he's not feeling good because he needs to scratch that itch and beat someone's ass. Next in line, by the way, if you're unaware, for Mark Briscoe's TNT title is, of course... And actually, Briscoe mocked him, looking in his magic balls. He says, no. Looking ahead to Collision, my title's going,
magic balls.
Phrase of the day is reign and defend.
Ooh,
You like this promo?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Just Mark Briscoe can say out, and I love it.
Yeah, fine. It was nice to see him back. I was like, oh, Collision. But
come on. I mean,
you did say the moment he won this TNT title, look forward to him defending on that on Collision. So
you're annoyed that he didn't get your indentured servitude angle still.
I'm still annoyed at that.
Yeah.
I will be for quite some time.
He could have done both. He wins the belt in the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? He was always going to be the babyface champion. It is TNT, I guess. You can justify that Collision element of it. We all know why it's really happening. But it is the TNT
Please unify some of these bitches. I'm sick of this.
Then
the Triangle of Madness are backstage. Tekkla's
we loved Tekla. Instant hit for us, couldn't wait for the matches. Thought there was real spice to the promos, the short, concise promos, and then the matches had a real bit of fire to them. What the hell's happened?
I do not. Oh,
was it toxic to the core? Was that the turning point? And then it's
toxic to the core. I will say, okay, I look forward to it.
She didn't say that even until she finished on toxic. But
yeah,
that bit at the end.
Thank you. Yeah. Toxic to the core. When Sky Blue and Julia Hart talk, Jesus, don't. It's like the crap promos, aren't they? I'm sorry, but they are. They don't get any opportunities.
Looks like they're recording a toilet or something somewhere as well, in the corner of a building. It's can you go over there and time each other's words out over Tekla's shoulder in that bog? Got it. It's not exactly Sisters of Sin, is it? It's not. I'm scared of them. It's just. Just awkward.
Feel sorry for them.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what it is.
It was awkward when she had her arms around them. I was like, that looks uncomfortable for everybody.
They seem to like it.
But yeah, they lay out the challenge for the match next week at Maximum Carnage. The TBS and Women's Tag Team Champion, of course. Tekla challenges them to get toxic.
To the core.
It's a kind of half in, half out sort of thing, innit? They're all doing semi-evil, but not that evil.
Yeah, that. Why are they scary again?
I don't know.
It's one of them used to hang around with that useless tosser Malachi Black.
Weird. Yeah, that would have been. That's That's Julia Hart's kind of only link to it now, isn't it?
Yeah. To like sinister,
When she was near
spooky
someone
stuff.
getting misted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lexis King's still suffering the consequences.
That almost went near me. I've been corrupted.
So if you trace the law,
Mm.
it's unjustifiably bad, IMO. So cast your mind back. I know I don't like to do this either, to 2020. Seth Rollins is a visionary. Is he a visionary yet? He's something.
Yeah, he's
something rubbish. He's doing his sermons.
He's a messiah.
He's a messiah. It's absolutely bobbins. So WWE is wretched.
He's got AOP in a van.
Yes, he does.
WWE is wretched. They soon discover, Christ, if you take away everything we're left with wrestling, we never want to do that. So let's just we'll do loads of cinematic stuff. We will have a horror-themed wrestling show. The horror show at Extreme Rules. Famously one of the worst things ever. Like, just one of the worst WWE shows ever and one of the most depressing times ever. Right. Not for me, I like it. So, Aleister Black, I'm buzzing. Aleister Black buzzes off the idea of eye stuff. Every other wrestling fan recoils. I don't know, but I'm assuming if you go and interview Rollins or Mysterio now, you asked them and you went, yeah, things had to be done during the pandemic, I guess. Not the best chapter of my career. Ho, ho, ho. It will influence the rest of mine, actually.
Yes.
So Vince McMahon's...
Perfect.
One of Vince McMahon's worst nights ever, ... and think of the ground that covers. Horror show at Extreme Rules, at which Seth Rollins somehow contrives to remove the eyeball of Rey Mysterio by pressing it against the dulled corner of a ring step, even though that would just squish it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Seth Rollins does the same thing, but different to Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Right. This is all-time bad tier pro wrestling content. WCW 2000, the absolute worst of Memphis, like TNA. Fed 2004, the absolute worst of the worst. Fed 2020 is up there. Aleister Black makes what's wrong with this guy? Kind of makes it his persona and his look and everything else and his law. And like something's going on with his eye. No one cares to ask. And you get from that to Julia Hart becomes spooky, even though she's like she doesn't really have much presence in that role. And now we're doing Sisters of Sin because Aleister Black is a mark for Extreme Rules 2020.
I love that.
Why are we doing this?
Law.
Why are we doing any of this?
Yeah. Somebody should have just told Aleister Black that Rey Mysterio's eye grew back, so that the consequences aren't as serious as he first thought.
His eye grew back. I have no idea what we're doing with this. But if you really think about it, so why is Julia Hart spooky? Well, this is it.
Should we move on to Bandido versus Sammy Guevara?
Yes.
Hey, great to see Sammy Guevara back on Dynamite.
He was a good little bell end here.
Yeah.
That mustache is class.
He flips off Bandido at the bell, despite the fact that Bandido wanted a handshake. Gets Casador in a pump kick, poses. So obviously Bandido drop kicks him and teases a 21-plex, but Guevara bails and just reassures Jim Ross on commentary. Just gathering himself. Bandido, subsequent to that, fires off a thrust kick on the apron. Guevara drinks something under the ring and misses Bandido. Tornado DDT off the steps takes us to a break.
Did Jim Ross was? I hope it was water. What else was it going to be, Jim? What were you alluding to here?
Well, the Death Riders haven't left any bleach lying around.
On my new barbecue sauce.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
Guzzles it to spit in his face. Don't waste it, Sammy.
Carry on.
Where are we?
This is meant to be the celebratory. It's really nice that Jim Ross is back now.
Yeah. Bandido hits a dive to the outside. Guevara avoided a springboard back inside. Hit a monkey flip to send Bandido into the ropes to the outside. There's a shooting star press to the floor by Sammy Guevara, which is awesome. And obviously earned him "You Still Suck" chants from the crowd.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Proper heat.
When they go back in, Bandido cradles for 2, wants a 21-plex with Guevara. It's a springboard cutter in midair for 2. Wants the GTH. That's avoided again, this time with a massive pop-up cutter. Bandido again goes for the 21-plex, but Guevara lands on his feet. Flip Bandido off and hit a huge knee strike that just sent Bandido flying. Back suplex into a DDT, but Bandido gets the shoulder up, catches a kick. Back flipped Guevara, mid-air hit a pump knee, 21 plex.
And I mean...
Well, he did do it, so there is no lie detected. You're correct, Bobby. I can't work this thing anymore, me.
Oh my God.
21 plex, 1, 2, 3.
Thing of the past. I will say, some of it's always going to be
Like Sammy Guevara.
to some extent.
That gave me a flashback to me on Christmas Eve. They're trying to build Eric's bike. I can't wear this thing anymore.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's a hard Christmas Eve, that one. Bag building is no fun.
It's with old Eric 3?
2.
2. 3 this year.
3 this year.
At this age, I mean, you know, don't know the wrestle from their elbow. So it's like you don't have to do the increasingly contrived. Like it's a bit of a nightmare trying to get older kids to sleep, get the presents from where they've come from, and adding a bike to that bitch is just nightmarish.
Mm-hmm.
And then if because you get them and the handlebars are the wrong way around for some up reason.
Yeah,
it's like, just give us the bike.
A brake cable, sir.
Yeah.
That sounds really important. Why are you letting me fit that?
I'm useless. So oh God, less of that this year.
It's decreasing. Pleased to report that does decrease the amount of Christmas Eve admin, should we say.
We were sort of unsure of how to, because it's such it was like a little motorized police bike thing that he really wanted. And we were like, I can't really box it up, and that sort of, he's not going to be able to undo it and do it anyway. It's like, do we wrap it up? In the end, we just went, look over there. And then just put like a cover over it. And went, oh, what's this that suddenly appeared in the living room, Eric? And that did the job anyway.
Do you ever get to the shoot bike age? Curtains.
Yeah.
Hide behind the curtains and then just, can you just open the curtains for us after all the other presents are open? Boom. Big reveal.
It's good stuff. I don't know how we got into this, but regardless.
Oh, you were loving the finish.
The finish was absolutely incredibly well done. It's one of those matches, right? You go into it thinking it's still kind of 2019 in Sammy Guevara's head.
Yep.
It's like he's the guy in the teen movie, like, the guy who's the 40-year-old senior who's just never changed. There's an element of that to Sammy Guevara where he's not going to headline Full Gear 2028. Busy. However, 2019 Sammy Guevara, I still find him entertaining.
Yeah.
And it's almost like this additional layer of heat to his heel character. Where it's like, you loser, you still think you're it. You're not. So it weirdly kind of works for me.
That's a longer gap than the Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
96 exit and 2002 Rumble return.
Jesus Christ. So it's not like, he's not a money-making act or nothing. And it's not like, oh God, what's Sammy Guevara doing this week? But it's that weird kind of, you still suck, go away heat really suits someone of Sammy Guevara's essence, and he's doing well with it. And this match at times was pretty damn great. But what followed was I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sammy Guevara might have worked himself off Ring of Honor Island for a month.
Me too.
I think he's going to get 3 more jobs out of this, and then nothing. But
down on an island. Sorry.
Yes. Post-match, here comes the world champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And I think it's fair to say another one of our favourites. Whenever we talk about him, he's very sporadic appearances, but we love John Cruz here on this podcast.
Oh my God, I tweeted about him this morning. He is class.
His is also, I'm not mistaken, Emma, his is also where have you gone? The Samoa Joe.
He's that guy.
Amazing.
He's MJF's Abe Lincoln manager in CMLL. Goated.
My good friend.
He's the translator, though, here for MJF, who calls Bandido a talented little luchador. He says if anyone knows anything about Lucha Libre, it's probably me.
If anything.
Yeah, sold out Arena Mexico, dog walked Mystico a couple of times. I'm a Lucha Libre legend. I'm a bigger star in Mexico than you'll ever be. No offense. That was nice to say the no offense part. But he, you know what? I think Bandido might have something special. And MJF respects his culture and his country, so he's brought out his translator, John Cruz. And John translates for Bandido, and MJF thanks him, especially for coming to a dump like Oklahoma. And MJF subsequently brings up his 6 beautiful diamond rings.
Before we have fun with the entertaining segment, can we bury this a little bit?
Well, we've always wondered what's the deal with this, haven't we?
The idea that there's a new ring every year, which this year suggests, I mean, there isn't, is there?
I think so, because doesn't it have the year on it each time? That's an American sports thing as well, isn't it? Super Bowl rings and whatever, they always get their 2025, whatever, on the side.
But MJF's only ever worn one.
Well, he's only ever needed to.
He's only ever worn one.
They're probably all in a nice trophy cabinet.
It got stolen, and he was very upset about this, and it was later, the perp was later identified as Daniel Garcia. I don't know, I'm just thrown back. To be honest, I will never understand end to end the stipulations of how many the diamond ring stuff.
Yes, they've changed the rules for what matches about 6 times.
It's a bit convoluted.
It's a bit like the King of the Ring, how like some would stay king, and then some would just like win the tournament, and then you'd never hear about it again.
Yeah,
like, there was never any rules. So I was like, why is Booker's just a king now forever? Then I guess
because it was goated.
Well, it was absolutely class.
But like, oh my god, King Booker!
Every day was New Year's Day with King Booker. But yeah, like the diamond ring's got a bit of that about it, hasn't it? Like it's there to dip in and out of, I suppose.
Yeah,
I don't like it's not ideal that we can never figure out every December what the rules are.
No,
different matches, different needs.
Maybe
like,
we're just being stupid. Though.
Maybe
we're being.
Other people say, what's the deal with this?
Maybe we're just being stupid British idiots.
The rings and stuff, they always do like label the rings by year, don't they?
Thing, yeah.
Haven't they done a graphic once when he was like MJF wants to like become a 5-time winner and it had all the other rings on? Well, imagine that. Remember, it was like he wants to be like the 5-time winner or something. I feel like they've made a thing of that before.
Well, anyway, this ring isn't Bandido's, it's MJF's. Hand it over, he says. And we'll scrap the match next week. I've got a prayer, mate. Come on. But hey, this is good of him. Do the right thing. Scout's honour.
Scout's honour was a great line.
I'll take TK to the side and
if anyone can't claim Scout's honour into MJF,
I will wrestle you on pay-per-view in 5 to 10 years' time. So I'll say further than that, can you? Cruz goes to translate and Bandido cuts him off saying...
Sorry, I also love the line. It's like, I'll put you over in front of Toni. As if like Bandido isn't a strong contender for like Wrestler of the Year if you factor in his work across AEW, those amazing tags, Ring of Honor World Champion, CMLL. Like people think he is, in terms of outstanding wrestler, the Wrestler of the Year.
Put a word in.
Yeah, he's just so good at being patronising, MJF.
Yeah. Cruz goes to translate and Bandido cuts him off saying, I can speak English, you stupid son of a bitch. Good fire in that.
Like we all knew that because we've heard him.
Yeah.
Not often enough, but we have heard him. So the fact that it was all leading up to that moment, that Bandido's, because the whole point was MJF's an idiot because we've established that Bandido can't speak English. So this is a bit of a waste of time, but it's funny because MJF's going to show us at the end of all of it. Bandido's line had to be really emphatically delivered here, and I thought he did a great job.
MJF protects himself as he's about to get jumped by Bandido with a kick to the gut, and he takes the beautiful diamond ring. Cruz holds Bandido.
They couldn't have timed this any better if they'd done it another 1,000 times.
MJF swings and accidentally hits Cruz, of course, and great bump from him. But then Bandido kicks MJF low blow, really out of order, and steals the ring back before dropping both Cruz and MJF with 21 plexus and holding the world title up ahead of next week.
With something that this just was a load of fun as an angle.
Yeah,
I was incredibly entertained by it. I thought MJF's verbal delivery was fantastic. Keeping it simple after his exchanges with Hangman and Swerve over the last couple of weeks have not gone down particularly well. This was MJF back to his best. I thought he was vintage. I thought he was sublime here. This is like really entertaining. Like watching him get kicked in the bollocks was just genuinely cathartic. This got some emotion out of me for a sort of like, it feels a bit low stakes for a title match, but I mean, it's a TV title match. I don't really care that much. As I said, though, the timing of that goddamn bump, like Bandido's head just slipped away from view and out of the clutches of John Cruz. Like with a millisecond to spare, and the bump was like so funny. I howled, like genuinely howled. It looked like he just got his rocked. It was class. They both kind of stood. It's the problem with the move more so than how you have to set it up, but they kind of just like.
Certainly outside of a match where you can't be like, I'm a bit exhausted.
It's 619, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of that. And that's a great point, Wilbourn, that because like in the context of a match, you can work into that spot. You can't really do it in an angle, but it's still funny. John Cruz, like, if you want to sort of will this into existence, be careful what you wish for, because I can't imagine the worst case scenario of what I'm about to pitch or suggest or whatever, of like, it just becomes a thing, him showing ass every week, and they need to find a full-time role for him. He's a class. I was watching him going, I'll watch you every single week.
I love this. Like, was this segment, could this be a template to allay some of the fears of the portion of the fan base that are quite angry or worried about MJF as a champion again? Because
I thought this was fantastic.
Because of whatever reasons they've got. I don't know, some people don't like MJF, that's fine if you don't. Like, some people have 2023 memories and think that all of that was a disaster when it very clearly wasn't. Like, some of it didn't go as well as they would have liked.
Some of it was disastrous.
Some of it was absolutely class.
Some of it was disastrous.
Yeah. But life.
Disasters.
Life. None. Some disastrous, some absolutely class. You know?
Sybil.
Yeah. This to me is a template for how you book the start of this MJF title run. He's going to beat Bandido next week.
Yes.
And then while Kenny Omega is the proper challenger, have MJF get into a spat, a bit of a petty gripe war for 2 weeks. Mini programs. With
John Cruz is his new manager.
Yes. Fun mini programs like this with a setup and a match and a payoff and blah, blah, blah. So that feels complete, and it feels like MJF. It's not stat padding, because for a 2-3 week period, there's actual like, anger and hatred and vitriol. In the meantime, Kenny Omega builds up as a challenger, and then the program isn't that they're constantly feuding. There's no gauntlets. The program is MJF's trying to just go about his business, while Kenny Omega's like found form and he's become the biggest threat. And it's almost like he's avoiding thinking about Omega. And I love this. Completely separate from what we had last week. Like the fact that Paige and Swerve were busy over there, Joe didn't feature at all. I don't want them anywhere near this. I want MJF to find a new person to have a 3-week arc with. Like I think this could be a way to do it.
I think that was why they put the Brody King thing next.
Perfect. Another perfect, the immediate follow-on from Bandido. Yeah. There are countless wrestlers. You've said it a million times. MJF has chemistry with everybody.
He has chemistry with everyone.
There's no better champion to book this kind of run with.
And here's the thing as well. Like I understand if you're in MJF's shoes, why this is your big moment. This is a world title reign's going to get remembered for better or worse. It is the time to etch your name into history, to craft your legacy, and and you think big swings. I need to be remembered. I need to be interesting. MJF, as this segment indicated, would be wise to remember when he does basic, brilliant pro wrestling, just like you remember it, the classics. He makes it memorable by his sheer entertainment value, charisma, world-class delivery and performance level. Like, if he just kind of keeps it simple, this reign could go so much better than the latter half of the last one.
It's the curse of having so many fastballs. This is his fastest.
Yeah.
And he does well to remember that, I think. Like, because the matches, I love some of MJF's long matches, but often he ends up getting pelters for that because it doesn't feel like it's incongruous with the story he might have been telling or something.
The character work he's been doing and stuff.
This never veers, does it?
Nah, this is just so great when he just hits those beats.
We follow that up, like I said, though, with a brilliant Brody King video package.
Just kicked ass.
Violence puts food on his family's table. He doesn't have to scream to get his point across.
He's a singer of God's hate, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing for him to say, but I'll let it pass because he rules.
Yeah, whether he's on stage with his band or dropping people on the heads in AEW, he's coming for the throne.
Yeah, cool.
He's a singer of God's hate.
And then, sorry, just checking my notes.
Oh, God.
And it's time for the one women's match on this show.
Yeah.
It was Timeless Toni Storm versus Marina Shafir.
Oh.
It's been a week.
So Storm early on sends Shafir into the steps into the barricade, but gets distracted by Yuta and Garcia who are out there. And that allows Shafir to fight back take control into the break. When we come back, Shafir's been in control, but then she sort of whiffs on her tiger feint, head scissors on the apron.
It was awful.
She's then Mox storms dancing that she's been doing recently with Orange Cassidy, but she still slams down Toni Storm as JR questions Shafir's pace. She's standing and looking around a lot.
Very, very Jim Ross criticism of a match. That he
so you're not writing the Ross report, Jim.
That's it. He commentates like he agents, doesn't he? Yeah. Like it's not the bollocking after the match. You're on air. The Mike Modesty on the mat bit.
Yeah,
just like watching backstage. Tighten up on that. Like, yeah.
Jesus.
So Shafir dips Toni Storm, then hits her with a forearm, but Storm fights back with a drop kick. She wants a hip attack, but Shafir hits a boot. Storm fires back with a huge headbutt and big package, but Yuta just yanks the referee outside, and Paul Turner calls for the DQ.
Yep. We said yesterday, they WWE'd it, AEW last night, because we were talking yesterday about how fairly significant result this potentially, in that both have been very heavily protected in different ways, and let's just do this. And I was a little bit annoyed. Match itself was ranged from kind of nothing to quite embarrassing. Here's something that's like boring me. I was going to say annoying me. I don't get it. It's boring me, Liz. It seems like every single wrestler emulates the pose or the taunt of the person they're in the ring with is like a thing. I'm kind of bored. Like,
leave it to Big Bill. That's what I say.
Big Bill perfected it. Only do it when it's funny, and I think people need to start. It's one of those where if you're out there and you're a wrestler,
Solo's excellent at it,
and you're feeling it, and you can do it in a funny way, and it's improvised. You would want to step on the dick of that, but it just feels like every wrestler does it. Every heel wrestler mimics sort of the pose of the baby face they're working over. I'm kind of sick of that now.
Do you want to get into the post-match?
It's like a new law. Yes.
Yeah. DQ. Shafir nails Storm with a shot after the match. Down runs Mina Shirakawa, but she gets nailed by Shafir as well and placed on top of Storm. Luther comes in to make the save. He's about to suffer the same fate. Orange Cassidy's music hits. Roderick Strong hits the ring. The Death Riders go to leave, but Claudio walks in, takes his top off, and has to be held back by Garcia and Yuta. Cassidy helps Storm up and has his arm around the Timeless Love bombs to close out this segment.
I still think he's joining, you know. I know I said this before the C2 and it didn't happen. He was out there in the black track pants and no top, looking exactly the same as the Death Riders. They've continued to do the kind of long lingering looks between husband and wife. They've actually laboured on that now. I still think Strong's joining. They focused on the three of them in the ring, having what's that noise, Sidge, when certain wrestlers need to be having a nice time?
No.
And Strong is just staring at the Death Riders, looking, thinking that.
I hope he joins soon, because this conglomeration Death Riders stuff is it's old news.
Yeah,
old news.
Before we move any further,
the run-ins. The parade of run-ins remind me of when
get it over with.
The brawls. You know when you used to say, right, you go with them, you go with them, you go with them. That's like happening with run-ins as well. You know, the Avengers order of run-ins. You get him, you get him, you get him, you get her, you get her.
So you get the person who's within your sights within 10 seconds backstage.
Yeah, like Mina Shirakawa running out, like roaring, promising revenge. You don't feel any of what they're projecting, do you?
No, it just happens all every week.
Yeah.
But before we get to the name of the game, we have to get to the aim of the game, Sidge.
The aim of the game is to identify to the hour, minute, and second the first time you hear the first note for the first woman to come out and compete in the only women's match on Dynamite. The idea being, come on, it's been 7 years. You cannot keep doing this. One match per week. Not 1 hour 20, 1 hour 25 minute range, you know. We need to get the time right to the hour, minute, and second, just to italicize, put in bold, and underscore that, my God, they have a little trick. And the trick is, more often than not, put it in that just before the main event, because at the end of the day, we have to put the Bloody Birds on, otherwise Bloody Wokes will kick off. But at the end of the day, less about the Wokes and more about the blokes. So if we can just put an hour of wall-to-wall balls in that first hour of Dynamite, yeah, will convince all the blokes watching, don't have to worry about the chicks on here or this wool crap. It's just going to be wrestling the way you remember it. But then, what the hell? What the is this, the cooking channel? Why's the chicks on my wrestling? Well, Joe, they're really actually quite great these days. Check it out. We voted for Obama. That's what AEW come want to think of you, the male viewer, right? That's what they think of you. And the idea is, if they can convince that viewer, and that's how they perceive you, right? It is that sunk cost fallacy. You've already spent an hour with us, and don't worry, they'll be out of the way soon. There's only one match, and there'll be more blokes for you in the main event. I think there's a twisted game has been played now for 7 long years, and you're thinking, yeah, I get it, Sidge, but just jingleize that for me, and I'll say, yeah, I'll jingleize that bitch. Of course I will. You know me. Don't worry, guys. When the women come out to play, the main event ain't too far away. That's the aim of the game. And the name of the game is, well, this is ladies' night, and I'm thinking, oh, what a night.
Thanks, as always.
Phone out ready to get the responses.
Thanks, as always, to the Panda Blair himself, Adam Blair, at Adam Wilton 4, and Jose Palomares, at the Ho 11. Guys who always take care of the
data.
Thanks. This sort of thing. New year, new game. Sidge, what were our guesses on the preview yesterday?
Let's have a look, Ski.
In
Ascending?
Descending?
No, I'm never going to check.
Really, I'd got no idea. Yeah. Michael Hamflett, 1 hour, 18 minutes flat. What? 1 hour, 23 minutes and 44 seconds, a.k.a. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Adam Wilbourn, 1 hour, 23 minutes, 45 seconds, a.k.a.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Panda Blair writes, the results are in. The reigning, defending, undisputed champion of this game takes the first point of the year. 1 point to me. It was 1 hour, 35 minutes and 49 seconds.
It's like the friggin'... He's got the bloody one-winged angel, hasn't he? Like, he can't hit it all the time. But if he hits it, it's over.
It's over.
What if we... I would, I am convinced this is the year we're going to...
It's like the God Yola of ladies' night. It's just going to happen.
Pet wall-to-wall ball.
I don't care who hits it. If we hit it this year, celebration's out the ass.
Yeah.
But if it's
Should we go for a pint?
Yeah. if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my word.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad reflection on everything. But we've been playing this game for what, 5, 6 years now?
Yeah.
And it's been going on for 7
No. When did we start playing the game? Because
2022?
I've won 3.
Was it 21?
I've won 3. You've won 1. So
Jesus Christ,
4 years we've been doing at least.
2022 then. Would have been the first one. Probably started halfway through the year or something.
We always get that slight bit of it's a Dynamite X collision with 3 women's matches advertised now.
It stands to reason it started in 2022 because that definitely would have been we'd have just been coming out of the why is everything not perfect? Fix that one thing era.
Yeah. Hardy get away. Yeah.
And then second thing, actually, while we're at it, this woman's thing could probably be doing we're dealing with. Let's do that, and then AEW will be perfect again.
Because we were starting to run out of excuses when they started to get some really experienced workers in that roster.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've got so few excuses.
When did they lose Jade Cargill? Because obviously they used to be like, well, technically there's 2 matches. One goes 4 minutes, but there's 2 women's matches.
2023.
Yeah, so it was
the Professor's Rookie Challenge, of course.
Yes.
Yep. I've always got ways.
Right, following this, Renee's backstage.
We have ways of making you work. Is that anything?
Yeah, everything's something.
Yeah.
Renee's backstage with...
that could be Jake's first T-shirt.
Yeah.
Renee's backstage with Pac. When's Darby Allin getting his rematch? And Pac says, I've wrestled him twice and beaten him twice. What's left to be said? And Darby storms in, says that I've beaten all the, as you mentioned, all the Death Riders last year except you. Please give me a match. Pac says, you're not the one who calls the shots. Run along, Bonnie lad. And goes to leave. Darby Allin sprays him with a fire extinguisher and threatens to break his ankle in a door if he doesn't give him the rematch. And Pac reluctantly agrees as the Death Riders rush in and chase Darby Allin away.
It's one of those where Pac did send him flying through 2 burning tables. The idea, he tried to incinerate him.
Yes.
But these things sometimes go there's quite a distance between these segments where you just think Darby Allin looks like a dickhead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like 100%. I was going to ask after this, like, at the top level, does AEW have a babyface problem, or do I have a problem with AEW's babyfaces? Because if you look at this main event, and in general, how I felt about the main event scene, and then this Darby Allin segment, and everything that we talked about with the death threat, he's done it again. And who's the babyface you're really rooting for? It's John Moxley. That's some elite tier housery from the game scheme himself, John Moxley.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
But looking across I'm desperate for someone like a Will Ospreay to come back who I can just earnestly enjoy as a babyface, because all of them are kind of make me go, off, good guy. Like there, and Darby Allin's sticking himself on the list. It's what's going on. But then I know that there must be.
They're all weapon wielding, cool, vengeful guys.
So certain people will love them. There will be sections of the audience that enjoy them. So how much of this is just on me? But
Hangman Page has kind of turned into Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like there's
Swerve Strickland has turned into Darby. They're all Darby Allin.
Yeah, Austin is the comparison for everything, right? And there was definitely a Steve Austinifying of the entire company when he got over, because understandably wrestlers see something. Can I be half of that? Can I just be a little like, if I start saying
20-minute brawls in the undercard for 2 years between 1998 and 1999.
Yeah, like the Attitude Era really was rebuilding the style of the company around Steve Austin, because he was and likewise Hulkamania and whatever. Like Darby Allin point, that's fine, but it's not like Darby Allin was the top guy, the guy that proved that it was worth shaping your company around. He was doing Darby Allin things. So it's not necessarily the model to follow, is it?
No, it's not.
Main event time?
Is this? I don't know.
Well, it's an aptly named Lights Out match between the Ops and Page and Swerve.
You like a Lights Out match with no lights, though.
When it's literally based on sleep as a storyline driver.
I don't know what. I assume there's just technical issues with the arena, because it was back to Spotlight City Jones for the first 5 minutes of this match.
Was it though? Were they attempting to book it with the lights out? Like, was it just was it another technical?
Quite
for the snafu to happen right here and there. It was like
quite an ironic coincidence. Did they just get embarrassed?
Well, they I think was it into the first break, early on.
Did they not get
There's a chair around Hobbs' neck. He gets posted. A moonsault from Page that you can't really see.
I think it was a stylistic choice. And this isn't working. Turn the lights on.
Yeah, when you go for a big fashion swing.
Yeah.
And you just walk into a room like, I look like right tit here, don't I? Do you know it was that? I think it was that.
Well, they just had a conversation and went, let's just call it here.
They were getting the cheapies with the lights, and they're like, no, come on.
Yeah.
Somebody needed to cut that down.
Mm-hmm. Like, we've all had that moment in our lives when we've, I don't know, you start a new day at the job or something like that, and you've dressed for the occasion, and you just think, oh, God. You just feel like instantly, instant regret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, when we came back from the first
this Lights Out match had instant regret.
It did,
We come back.
Nah, it's stupid, actually. I'm
It's,
doing it.
It's a lights on match when we come back. There's a table set up in the ring.
It's good.
Hobbs.
None of this matters when when the stuff's over. By the way, you wave so much away when acts are over, and then the opposite is true when things aren't quite clicking.
Yeah,
right.
It was Hook, wasn't it? Hook suplexed Page through the table.
I reckon he's swearing more than me this year.
Do you want an update? Actually, it's very interesting. This.
Ooh.
Well, if you're interested in this sort of thing, I suppose. As of the end of yesterday, so I've got these swears from this one in. Swear counter 2026.
Swear watch.
Adam Nicholas, uno. Stacks, one swear as well. 3 for me. Michael Hamflett, 39 swears.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Sidgwick, 40 swears.
Oh!
We go down to the wire this. So, yes. Hobbs,
Nobody could stand this much dynamite.
Hobbs wants an Oklahoma Stampede. But Page slides out. Hobbs smashes into the chair.
Bill Watts told me you could make a lot of money with an athletic big man.
Swerve passes a staple gun to Page, who gets hooked with it and hits a pop-up powerbomb. Hobbs is about to suffer the same fate, but he nails Page with a right hand. Hobbs lifts Swerve up for a suplex and gets stapled repeatedly in the chest.
Yeah.
I
like that.
Page comes in with, I don't know what it was. It's a bit like, my notes here say a bit of drywall, but I have no idea what it was. Anyway, Swerve stapled Powerhouse Hobbs in the dick, which had more of an effect than the chest ones from earlier. Swerve and Page bring cinder blocks into the ring. Hook gets sent to the outside. Hobbs hits a few chair shots on Page. Swerve hits a release German, which Hobbs just no-sells. And he batters Swerve, puts him on the cinder blocks, grabs a chair, but Prince Nana makes the save. He takes it away, so Hobbs splashes him in the corner. Swerve is about to get hit with a spinebuster on the cinder blocks, but he gets a guillotine instead, hits Hobbs with a chair, goes to the middle rope, but Hobbs just catches him and hits a huge slam on Swerve onto the cinder blocks. But Hangman saves. Hook cuts off a buckshot. The Ops Dojo hit ringside and attack Page. Crowd unhappy about all this.
I hate
Me
these.
neither, like, losers.
Yeah.
You got to set up 40 people and be like, is that hot? Question mark? No. They're nobodies.
That's baffling. This choice has been baffling since day friggin' one.
The Putty Patrol.
They
And the Power Rangers. Probably time to despair.
they chain up.
The Power Rangers were not scared of the Putty Patrol, were they?
No.
No.
Like,
I mean, I never really watched it, you know. It was a bit too cool. No,
or
seriously.
Bebop and Rocksteady. They were rubbish.
Yeah.
You know? It was,
Cooler than these.
they were cooler than the Ops. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Ops Dojo guys.
Yeah. And the Ops.
The Ops Riders and the Ops.
They chain Swerve and Hangman up by the throat together.
This was good and really well
the
done.
end bit, the
Yeah.
getting out of this was very good. Yeah. So Nana gets back up on the apron, chucks hot coffee into Hobbs' face, and yeah, Swerve and Hangman Page rise up. They flip out of the chain.
It looked incredible, Liz.
Yeah, it was so well timed. All this, the Putty Patrol are taken out, but Nana gets taken out by Hook at ringside with a suplex. Hook gets sent to the floor by Hobbs because he misses the baby faces. Page wants a buckshot but flies into a spine buster. Swerve hits a house call to break the count and takes out the Putty Patrol at ringside. Page brings Hobbs to the cinder blocks, and we get a Swerve Stomp Deadeye combo. Like it sucked.
Just Hangman's knees.
I mean.
If those were working bricks, which they didn't turn into dust, so
Yes.
we'll have to assume those bricks can't work. It's always, it's always the Scott Hall Steve Austin one, isn't it? What's he brick on?
Yeah.
So,
What was that? In fact, more to the point, let's go big picture here. What the hell's happening to this business?
it just lands, thud, nothing, no give it. Ow! Just drop my knees on bricks.
Yes. Hook shoves Page into Swerve, gets a schoolboy, wants red rum. Hook wants a shot with a pipe as well. But Swerve comes in after Page blocks that with a headbutt. There's a fist wrapped in a chain on her right hand. And Page wraps Hook up by the throat with the chain. Swerve hits a house call. There's a buckshot. And then they chuck him over the ring and he chokes and submits to give Hangman and Swerve the victory in Lights Out.
If the quality of the last 3 minutes happened all match long, all presentation long, you might think there's actually something to the Swerve Hangman team up, because there obviously is. There's an idea there, a great one, a chemistry, a story, and they are both great at creating these sort of iconic, lasting images. They're both good, phenomenal, in fact, at like blocking stuff out. I described Swerve Strickland, who's like, he's so great at thinking of things through a cinematic lens. He can do these John Woo sequences and come off like the coolest guy in the entire industry, right? And I think that's what they're ultimately striving to achieve with this Hangman Swerve team up. They understand what they're both great at and what they can both do together and how cool and badass it makes them look. When it works, and he saw glimpses here, that last 3 minutes and that flip out, it looked magnificent. And yet you can't do a John Woo film with TNA production values or like total wrestling production botches like we got at the start of this. It's like it's fated to get abandoned, all of this. Still doing nothing for me. It's a shame it ain't working, but it ain't working. The Ops Dojo, it's so fake and lame.
Yeah. I like that Hangman's got a weapons finisher, and I guess Swerve gets it by default as well, of the chain, like choking a guy out.
Yeah.
That's all the time, and it's always great.
That's the thing. Like, maybe they've just overthought the whole thing. They are two of the most creative, thoughtful wrestlers on the planet right now, and it just feels like they're thinking about it more than this earned, cool deal.
I really, again, if you look at how separate this was from the MJF segment with Bandido, I really hope that's to let us know that they're just not getting back together for a bit. I think the next step in this Hangman Swerve thing, and I'm trying to speak on behalf of what everybody thinks of this. I know what we think, and I know that some people like it, but like
Love it on Blue Sky.
wherever it goes, keep it away from MJF. And I'll try and see the good in it, because if there's like a tag run, or if it's all to build up to them falling apart again and having to be like, well, we tried, but like, let's just, before we end up ruining our lives fighting each other again, should we just step aside and then they go off? There might be some life in it, but the ops element of it, I hope this is the payoff. Really, I do.
Well, let us know your thoughts on that and everything on AEW Dynamite in the comment section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Well, actually, you can follow all four of us, sort of. You can follow Michael Hamflett at...
Michael Hamflett on Cameo, hamflex@gmail.com.
Follow Michael Sidgwick at...
Oh, no. I just want to pop you, that's all. At M. Sidgwick.
Follow our brilliant producer, Adam Nicholas, at...
Film out.
Oh, if your mic's on, sorry. At It's Adam Nicholas. And you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. Make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast.
Thought that this morning.
Daily Wrestling Podcast. Now it's been the Dynamite Review. My thanks to Hamflett.
Just flipping off the mirror.
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.